Hello, this is Raven Shamballa, and thank you for joining me on Driving Meditations. This is episode number 4, and in this episode we're going to focus on the 6th chakra, which is located at the point between the eyebrows. Now, before we begin, I want to start by activating the energy body. Remember, just by listening to the sound of my voice, your chakra system is going to train itself to respond and start releasing negative energy. It's very simple. When I say ground, your grounding cord activates and sends a line of energy down into the earth. When I say center, you center your intentions, you center your purpose, you center your passion in the center of your heart. When I say focus, the third eye, which we'll be discussing today, will open and start to release negative energies, overthinking, stress energy, too much of the mind working. And when I say relax, the 7th chakra at the top of the head will open and you'll train your energy body to start to send light all around the body and into the inside of the body. So let's start today by going right into mindful meditation. Follow me along as we go. Ground, center, focus, relax. Again, ground, center, focus, relax. Just by listening to this mantra, you've already started to come in to this present moment. The moment that is right here, right now. And we're going to start to train the mind. I want you to stay present. I don't want you to allow the mind to go to the past, everything that happened at work today, and I don't want you to allow the mind to go to the future, everything that might happen tomorrow. I want you to be mindful of what you're doing through using the 5 senses, and I want you to be mindful by keeping your thoughts right here, right now. Remember, the breath is very important. So as we move through mindful meditations, we're going to try to develop a deep breath. I want you to inhale deeply into the belly, as many counts as appropriate for you. And then on the exhale, I want you to say, relax. Go with your own breath. Inhaling, ground, center, focus, relax. Just be mindful of the breath. Whatever you experience today at work, I want you to slow your breath. I want you to deepen the breath. And I want you to do this throughout the time that we'll share together. Remember, I'm here to help you relax. So really all you need to do is listen to the sound of my voice and breathe deeply and follow along as we go. The chakra system will automatically start to open and the energy body will automatically start to respond. In fact, the more consciousness you have, the easier it is for these energy centers to respond. Remember the conversation about your consciousness is like a spark of light. We can move that spark of light up and down through the chakra system. And it's like magic. It just opens. It just opens up these energy centers and starts to relax you. Feel for the breath right now. And keep your eyes open and just start to look around. Of course, if you're driving, you're mindful of traffic. You might be mindful of the weather. But what we're not doing is thinking about what's going to happen at home or thinking about what just happened at work. Try to put the 2 aspects of the work together, the mantra and the breath. Now, this is for general audience, and we all have a different breath. Some of us might be yoga practitioners, and we have developed the ability to go deep into a breath. And others of us are just learning how to breathe, and the breath might be more shallow. I just want you to focus on your internal system, breathing deep into the belly and relax. If you're really stressed out again, the energy comes out through the mouth. If you're just unwinding, the energy can come out through the nostrils. By the time we get done, we'll all be relaxed. But in the beginning, if your day was incredibly stressful or you had a stressful event, I want you to definitely exhale through the mouth. Just let it go. You can even shake out your shoulders, shake out your neck. We're going to start to become mindful of the tension in our body. Again, breathe in, ground, center, focus, relax. Ground, center, focus, relax. Now, in this mindful meditation today, we're going to focus on a couple of concepts. One is I'm going to introduce you to the point between the eyebrows, the sixth chakra, also known as the third eye chakra. And I'm also going to be cueing you to stay mindful. And we're going to use two senses to say mindful. One is what we are seeing and what we're doing. So maybe you're folding clothes, for example. You can be mindful of sorting the clothes or folding the clothes. And then, of course, you're listening to my story. You're starting to understand the concept of the sixth chakra. And we're focused on two specific senses today, what we're seeing and what we're hearing. And, of course, what we're doing. Whenever we are practicing doing something, whether it be a simple work task or a yoga practice, we are actively doing. And as this consciousness comes in, we're actively doing in the present moment. Ground, center, focus, relax. And then I want you to use your eyes to see. Just look around. Or look at what you're doing. Let's start with the hands. I want you to look at your hands. If you are driving, you should have both hands on the wheel, right? Or at least one. If you are washing the dishes, then maybe you are taking a plate out of the dishwasher and placing it mindfully on the counter to go up in the cupboard. Maybe you're doing some simple task on the computer, and I want you to look at your hands, pressing on the keyboard, or ground, center, focus, relax, copy, cut, and paste. Ground, center, focus, relax. Now, what we're not doing is going deep into a deep trance meditation. We definitely want to keep our eyes open. In another series, I will do deep trance meditation, and in that case, I don't want you to be doing anything, especially not driving. In that case, I do want you to be still and practicing being with your eyes closed. These meditations are specifically designed for you to listen to while you're driving in your car. So I definitely don't want you to close your eyes. And we're also working with the concept of I am calmly active. I am actively calm. That is the affirmation that I want to introduce to you for this episode. I am calmly active. I am actively calm. Even in that consciousness that we can start to perform our work duties or our home life duties in a way that is calm and yet active. Or you can be very, very active, but you can do that in a very calm way. This is one of the primary focuses of the Hatha Yoga body practice. For those of you that are yoga practitioners, imagine that you're in Warrior One. This is a specific beginning posture or asana in Hatha Yoga, Warrior One. If you don't know it, that's fine. But if you do know it, imagine that you're in Warrior One. The affirmation, I am calmly active, I am actively calm, is very important, especially if we're doing a holding style of Hatha Yoga, like an Iyengar, where you're holding the posture for several breaths. We're starting to train the body to exert itself and for the muscles to be firing at the same time while heat is being generated through the holding. We're staying very calm. We're focused on the breath. We can take this same principle into our work, into our activities. I am actively calm. I am calmly active. Or if you're with me on holding the posture of Warrior One in your mind's eye, holding the pose for 5 breaths, all the while saying, I am calmly active. Breathe. Big breath. I am actively calm. This is the training of this program. Now, I know what you're going to say, some of you. Raven, my job is stressful. And I'm dealing with negative people all day long or very intense situations. In fact, if you're a healthcare worker, you are extremely present because you're in the moment with that client. If they're suffering, you are adjusting them, working with them, giving them medication. You tend to be very present. But there's in-between thoughts, like while you're charting or walking down the hall or taking a little break. And when you get those breaks, it's really important to survey the body for any remaining tension and think of this affirmation while you're walking down the hall. Breathe. I am calmly active. I am actively calm. Now, the other thing we want to do is cultivate love. I want you to inhale deeply, take love into your body. Again, look around. What am I doing as love is coming into my body? I want you to exhale completely and think about love moving all around your body with the exhale. Do it again. Love comes in through the inhalation and love flows out through the exhalation. I am actively calm. I am calmly active. I cultivate love. I am grounded. I'm centered in my heart. I am focused on releasing negative tensions from my mind, and I'm relaxing my physical body just by talking to my physical body and asking the muscles to relax. All right, let's move forward. We've already opened the energy body, and we're going to start talking about the 6th chakra located at the point between the eyebrows, also called Ajna in Sanskrit, in case you're a yoga practitioner. Now, this is a very complex chakra, and we won't complete all of it today in this session. It has many different aspects, and there's a lot to it. I don't want to fill your head with too much thoughts, so we'll take it slowly. Again, focus on what you're seeing. Pan to the left, pan to the right. Notice the tension in your neck. Breathe. Relax your neck. Now, when we start to talk about the chakras and their meanings, their locations, their energies, their emotions, it can be overwhelming. And I know you're busy and probably don't have a lot of time to read a big book. That's why I created an illustrated guide to the 7 primary chakras. You can get this book on Amazon, or you can go to my website, ravenlightbody.com, and you can get the ebook there. In fact, I'm going to look at my illustration for the sixth chakra as we go. And if you are following me along in these episodes, it might be helpful to have the illustration in front of you. And especially if you're a yoga practitioner or an energy healer or interested in studying that, these illustrations give a lot of compact information in just one slide. Now, I start by numbering the chakra number 6, because not all of us are yoga practitioners and not all of us want to get that deep. Sometimes we just count 6. The location is at the point between the eyebrows or the frontal lobe, or you could even think of it as your entire mind, your neural net. In yoga practice, it's thought of as the point between the eyebrows, because if we were going to close our eyes and go deep, we would close our eyes, but then lift our gaze to the point between the eyebrows to activate this chakra. Now, we're not closing our eyes. Instead, what do you hear right now? Maybe you're so present you only hear the sound of my voice. But go deeper. Do you hear the engine of your car? Do you hear traffic outside? If you're at home, do you hear a buzz from an appliance? Do you hear your kids playing in the other room? Mindful. What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What's right here, right now, in my present moment? Breath. I inhale. I exhale. And I practice my activity. I am actively calm, and I am calmly active. I'm grounded. I'm centered in my heart. My mind is releasing tension, and my physical body is relaxing. I want you to feel into your shoulders, your traps right now. Now, we're not doing yoga on this program, but just start to feel. If you notice you're really locked up and there's a lot of tension knots, well, you may want to treat yourself to a massage, or a good yoga practitioner could also help you release your shoulders and your back tension. For now, we're just noticing what's there, and again, we're just very nicely asking our muscles to relax and tensions to start to leave our body. Now, if you are looking at the illustration, you'll see at the bottom I have given words that describe the overall attitudes of the chakras. And today, we're only going to focus on one. That's meditation, or calming the mind. And again, meditation with our eyes open and while performing an activity. Remember what I said last time? First we learn on the mat, and then we start to take it out into our everyday life. It starts by understanding how to find space with the thoughts, find the space between the thoughts. If you're very, very present, like for example, I was a marriage and family therapist for many years. While I am actively listening to a client, I'm very present. And in fact, even within that hour, if my mind drifts, I become aware of it immediately and I bring it back into the present moment. I want you just to start evaluating, even with your own workflow. Am I mostly present, or is my mind wandering? If you have a real mindless job, let's say you're a sous chef and you chop vegetables for a living, that's a very easy task, and maybe you're only concerned with cutting and not cutting my fingers off while I'm chopping as fast as I can. It's very easy to go into a different space, like fantasizing or listening to a song from the radio that's stuck in your head. That's fine. No judgment on that. I just want everyone who's listening to do a little self-evaluation about how present you are at work. Let's say you're a first responder and you're a fireman, and you come into a scene and a fire is started, but you have a good opportunity to put it out. people are freaking out. You're making sure that the area is safe. You're asking people to back up, move cars out of the way. In those moments of emergency, we're definitely present. We don't even have a choice. Our immediate attention needs to be to the present moment. That's like totally opposite of potentially working in a restaurant on a slow day and there's only 2 people that have come in and you're sitting around. It's very easy to let the mind wander. Again, no judgment, just you starting to notice, how present am I during my activities? Or how often does my mind wander when I'm not present with my activities? And do I perform my activities being calm when I don't need to be in emergency mode? Now, when you're very, very present, well, time moves very quickly. And you know what? I'm looking at the clock, and the podcast is just about to come to an end. So we'll continue our discussion on the third eye chakra, the quality of the mind, how to find space in between the thoughts. And now you'll have some time to pick up that ebook in case you want to look at the illustration. For that matter, I'd like to offer you a free gift. It's an illustration of all the 7 chakras and their 3 names and their location. You can easily see the colors. And again, it's a visual cue to help you learn so that when you're listening to the meditations, you're conscious because you've read or seen the material of what we're trying to do. It's helpful. Amazon sells my 5 titles, or you can also go to my website, ravenlightbody.com, to learn a little bit more about my practice and get the books there. Thank you for listening, and we'll continue in episode 5 talking about the third eye chakra. Remember, breathe, train your body to relax, focus on the affirmation, I am actively calm, I am calmly active, and start to notice, when are you present and when are you not present in your daily activities. Thank you for listening. Goodbye for now. Raven.